Namaste and hello everyone. My name is Shivika and I help you navigate life through my experiences, lessons, and stories. It's super bright and so nice outside today, and I'm kind of feeling very good about it. So I thought let's shoot a video. Okay, let me share three things about myself to set the context for this video. One, I'm my own boss. Two, I work from home and so the noise is outside. And three, I am lazy AF. I mean, you know, the kind of lazy that wants to do a lot of things, ambitious kind of lazy that wants to do a lot of things but pushes everything to the last possible minute. That's me. So why I wanted to share those three things and set the context for this video was mainly because being your own boss is such a huge blessing. I mean, I do not want things any other way, but it also comes with a lot of challenges. Challenges alike where you're not able to set boundaries for yourself, where you don't have a set schedule, and challenges like where you're your own boss, so you're not accountable to anyone and you're only accountable to yourself. So sometimes you don't hold yourself accountable. I mean, I think you know what I mean. Don't get me wrong, I love the liberty and freedom that comes with being your own boss, and I have lived that for a very, very long time. I have decided when my day starts, I have decided when to go to bed, I have decided when to work, and I have decided when not to work and take time off and take a very long vacation or time off from work. And then I've also decided to work on a Saturday night but take a time off on say a Tuesday of the week. This kind of blessing is amazing, but it comes with a lot of challenges and it comes with a lot of responsibility because you kind of doing everything. I mean, I'm doing my marketing, I'm doing my hiring, I'm doing my content creation, I'm doing my scripting, I'm doing my editing, I'm doing my posting, I'm doing my consulting. I'm also doing other things in my personal life. And when you're doing all those things together, it's very difficult to hold yourself accountable for doing things in the right time and making sure that you're using your time efficiently. So I kind of realized it very late in my career because I was lazy, one, and then I was constantly pushing deadlines that I had decided and then that I had set for myself. I was constantly pushing work, I was constantly not doing enough work during the amount of time that I had. I kind of also realized that I was taking more time to accomplish things that did not take enough, that did not need that much of time. And that kind of reflection when I did on my work, on my career, on whatever it is I was doing personally or professionally, I felt that I was delaying my success. I felt that I was kind of pushing away opportunities that were right there sitting for me, but I was not giving enough. A lot of context I have just shared because I do like to talk about why I am talking about what I'm talking about now. And I think that kind of context gives you a picture of where all this is coming from. I mean, I've just not read something and I'm saying it, but it's something I've experienced in my life. And it's something that I have kind of implemented or tried to execute in my life and seen results. And now I'm here to tell you and share with you the same thing so that it helps you too. The first technique that I have successfully executed in my life and has helped me massively to stay consistent with my deadlines and my work is time blocking. So my time blocking journey started like a few years ago where I started writing all the tasks for my next day the previous night. So for instance, if I have to accomplish 7 to 8 things tomorrow, I will write them down in my phone notes tonight and I will have a look at them next morning whenever I wake up, and then I'll start doing them. The problem with that thing was that I would never prioritize my tasks. So I would write down like 7 to 10 different tasks in it and never prioritize what's important, what's not. And I would just go through them one by one and get it done, only being able to get done like 2 or 3 of them. And every evening when I would look back at my task list, like around 7 or 8 or 10 o'clock, and I'd be like, but I've only done 2 or 3 things. Not much has been done. And whereas some of the things literally required me 5, 10 minutes, some things required a couple of hours, but because there was no organization, there was no time blocking, because there was no prioritization, this technique kind of failed early on. I mean, my technique of setting those goals but not prioritizing and not time blocking. And that's where I figured out how can I accomplish my tasks and how can I make sure that if I have a to-do list, I make sure that it's done with, or I'm ticking all the boxes by the end of the day. And that's where I read about time blocking a few years ago, and I decided to practice it. How it really works is, or at least how I make it work, is that you have to block times in the day to do certain tasks. So now, how I practice it is that every night or every morning, I would write down the tasks that I need to accomplish. I would not write more than 4 to 5 tasks for the day. At least that's how it works for me. It could be 3 for you, or it could be 10 for you. I mean, I wouldn't tell you to overburden your task list, but keep it realistic. So for me, it usually is around 3 to 5 tasks that I have to complete. I would then time block them. So, for example, if I've woken up at 8 o'clock today, I will start time blocking from 9 onwards. So, between 9 and 1, I will do this. Between 2 and 3, I will accomplish this. Between 4:30 to 5:30, I will have a coffee break and I will chat with my parents. And from 6 onwards till 7:30, I will script my YouTube video, something like that. So, this is how I started to first prioritize what I needed to get done, that is to only have 4 to 5 or 3 to 5 tasks in my to do list. Second, time block it. I started adding time blocks to each task where this has to be done in 1 hour, this has to be done in 30 minutes, this has to be done in 45 minutes. My lunch has to get over by 45 minutes, which includes cooking, cleaning, washing, and eating. And then coffee time doesn't have to be more than 30 to 40 minutes because it also includes catching up with my family or maybe some friends. And that's how I started time blocking. What it resulted in is that I started accomplishing more things than I had thought. And I started accomplishing more in the little time that I had assigned to that task. Because earlier I would say that, okay, today I'm going to send this email. And I would take the whole day to write that email. I mean, I would write the first sentence, scroll on Instagram, do something else, go get a coffee, and then by 5 o'clock, I'm again writing that email or sending it off. But with time blocking, how it helped was that because I had set a certain time for that certain task and I had to get it completed, or I had to complete it within that time frame, things started happening. I mean, I started ticking boxes like that. And I would never overburden myself or overpressure myself to do more things in a day than I could possibly accomplish. So, for example, if I wrote my task the previous night, but the next morning I woke up late for any XYZ reason, and I do not have enough hours in the day, and I do not work in a 9 to 5 structure because that doesn't work for me. I work in a structure where I kind of divide my day all the way. I mean, I'm also working at 9 in the night. Sometimes I'm also researching at 11. Sometimes I'm scripting videos at 7 in the evening. But yeah, so that's how I kind of structure my day. And if I have the number of hours that I have, I divide my tasks, time block them, and I make sure that I accomplish each task in that day. If not, I try and excuse myself every once in a while and that move that task to the next day as a priority task, the first thing in the morning. The second technique that has really impacted my work life very, very positively has to be the Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law states that work expands to fill the time available to it for its completion. And how have I not known this before? I mean, I have given so much time to such small tasks in my life that they have expanded to months and weeks and years sometimes. And that has led me to think, why am I not succeeding in life? You know, at one point, I really started questioning the fact that why am I not succeeding? Why am I not moving forward? Why are things not moving forward with my personal or my professional life? The problem was me because I was giving so much time to things that needed to be done like now, and they could have been done like now, but I decided to give them like days and days and weeks and not follow up and not, catch up on things, which led me to waste so much. That's just one thing that you're going to be taking away from this video. Then please, please, please don't make the same mistakes as me. Learn from my lessons and stories and experiences, and assign tasks the amount of time that they need and move on. Do it fast and move on to the next task. And the third productivity task that has changed my life, something that I already love, but something that I'm more mindful of now, is 8 hours of sleep and self care. Okay, one thing about me, I love my sleep and I can sleep for hours and hours and hours. and not feel at all bad about it. I mean, I really enjoy my sleep time. I enjoy getting into bed. I enjoy waking up and not being asked to wake up at a certain time. And I can take very long naps, or rather sleep times. But something that has changed in the last few couple of years, I would say, is that I have become very, very mindful of my sleep. I mean, there is no way on earth you can take my sleep away from me. And by that, I mean that it is important for everyone, in order to be productive, to have at least 8 hours of sleep. So for me, it's necessary that even if I'm watching Netflix till 2 o'clock, or if I'm working till 12 o'clock, I make sure that I count and then put my alarm after 8 hours, so I have good enough sleep for myself to be awake the next day and be efficient, be energetic, feel positive. Because today, if you tell me to wake up without having enough sleep, I'm very groggy, my mind doesn't work, my mind is completely fogged, and I will not be able to give even my 10%, to be very honest with you. A very recent example has to be where I was supposed to visit a friend, and I was out with my other set of friends for till very late, and I had to catch a flight the very next morning, and I had about 2 hours with me to, change, freshen up, get on the flight, and the works. I was dead. I mean, that day I felt my worst. I did not give my quality time or my best self to my friends. I felt shit, completely lost in my head. Um, I tried a few things. I had coffee, I had lots of water. I tried to like wash my face and feel awake and feel more energetic. Nothing worked. Like literally nothing worked. It was a hard realization, not just recently, but a few times in the past as well, where I have not given myself enough sleep and I have not been able to work. I've not been able to take calls. I've not been able to use the creative side of my mind, where I want to brainstorm and work and, think of ideas. I've not been able to shoot without proper sleep. I've not been able to connect and communicate with my loved ones because I'm so groggy that I don't want to talk to anyone then. So it's very important, in order to be productive, at least to be at your optimum level, it's important that you get 8 hours of sleep, good sleep, where you're not distracted by your screen time, you're not distracted by Netflix or something else playing in the background. So make sure that you do give yourself enough time to rest well. Alongside sleep, you can really work on your productivity by looking after yourself, looking after your surroundings, making sure that you're looking after your skin, your body, your health, changing your sheets every 7 days or 15 days, whatever works best for you, taking a shower, looking after your hair. If you're feeling any kind of uneasiness, you're attending to it instantly, because if you kind of push things, then you kind of um, make that problem bigger and you don't feel your best self, and your productivity kind of goes down. So it's important to look after yourself, eat healthy, look after your surroundings, make sure everything is nice and clean and organized, and you have healthy things around you, healthy foods and drinks around you, so that every time you feel like a bit low, you can consume the right items and consume the right kind of content as well, to feel refreshed and feel more productive, just like that. And this brings us to the end of the video. I kind of really enjoyed shooting this video because these have been problems I have faced in my life, and I've kind of found the solutions by researching, watching YouTube videos and whatnot, and they have worked really well for me. So I think I kind of enjoyed sharing that experience with you guys, and I hope you found it useful. There's something you could take back from this. To share in the comment section if there's been a productivity technique that you have tried or implemented in your life and it has worked. I would love to know about it, and I would like to, practice it and maybe see if it works for me as well in some area of my life. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much for staying till the end. I will see you in the next video with something like this, something that's useful and something that you can learn from through my experiences, lessons, and stories.